Yeah, welcome to the open book, where truth don't hide, stories ride, and every chapter got that power. Turn the page, now you stepping in, where real ones talk and the fake pretend. From viral heat to deep convo, we write the truth, let the whole world know. This ain't just a channel, it's a movement. The open book, every story, every voice.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to the open book. This is your host, Lakeisha. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. It is midweek. Oh my goodness, y'all. It has been a busy week. And so this week, my schedule has been a little different because I'm doing some different things this week. So that's probably why you have not, well, that is why you have not seen me like early mornings and so forth. I had to shift some things around to get done what I needed to get done. And so I said, look, I get in where I fit in, okay? During the daytime, yesterday, child, I was like, I'll just do a video. I was so sleepy. And if I just don't have it in me to just really hold a conversation, sometimes you're talkative, sometimes you just want to chill, okay? So yesterday was just one of those days. But today, I have a little talk in me, okay? I said a little talk in me. Okay, but welcome everyone. Make sure you tap that like button. Let everyone know we are live. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cashapp is scrolling, or buy a coffee. Now, y'all, today has been a good day. I think 2 days in a row I have received good news. Okay, if you have not been on our Encouraging Word Thursdays or open book worship experience on Sunday mornings, y'all, God is really moving. Okay, I just had to start off like that. It's been a really great day today. I got some really good news, and so I'm so excited and thankful to God. Okay, let's see who we have here so far. Hey, Star, welcome. Thank you for joining and thank you for being first in the building. Hey, Honey 5K is in the building. Good afternoon, Matt Nosy is in the building. Hey, Charmaine, welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Look, Venetia, you still on morning. Good afternoon, Venetia. Unless it's still morning where you are, you must be in a different country. Okay. Hey, LaShonda, welcome. Monica is in the building. My girl T. Smith. Hey, sis. Thank you for joining. True blessings. Good afternoon. How are you? Angel and Philly girl Juice in the building. Y'all be all over the YouTube streets. Okay. Look, a lot of times, y'all, I'll be in my YouTube car and I'll be in the bushes, okay, on a lot of, the lives or whatever, because, child, you better learn how to bob and weave and know when to go in and when to stay out, okay? Wherever you go, you better know what you're doing, okay? Y'all, because last night, baby, the YouTube streets were popping. Oh, my gosh. Hey, Stephanie. Shout out to Philly Girl Juice for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Thank you so much. Hey, S. Rogers, welcome. Okay, so you are Venetian? Well, tell me something, girl, because I was like, good morning. So, yeah, she really is in another country. Well, tell me something. Thank you so much for tapping in. Spilling the Grits is in the building. She said, OB, people making me mods and stuff, shocking me when I come in. Girl, that will happen. Okay, that's happened to me a couple of times. And I'm like, oh, Lord, okay. Because sometimes you're just trying to be in the bushes or you're not there or whatever like you need to be, but it's still an honor when someone does that. Hey, Empress Awaken, welcome. She said, I'm always falling off my branch. I know last night, y'all, I wanted to... I was about to fall off my branch and say somebody push me. I don't know if y'all, we're going to start off with this and then we're going to go into our topic for today, but a funny moment that took place last night. She said, oh, I definitely was laying in my bed watching the drama unfold. Okay. Hey, Chi-Town is in the building. Welcome, sis. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Monica for the super chat. She said, oh, this is a super sticker. The hands doing the high five. Thank you so much. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. Hey, let's say my girl is in the building. And DeMarca's mom is here as well with Janet. Welcome, ladies. So yesterday, y'all, I was in the Internet Sisters bushes on yesterday, okay? And so little did I know, because y'all know after the last court date with Holly, we were just wondering what happened to David Brown, okay? We had not seen David Brown in a long time. Hey, Anissa, good evening. Good afternoon. It's still afternoon. And we were like, well, what happened? Because when he did his second interview, he had his boys in the background, okay, that was given away when he was lying. And so I said, well, David didn't want to go that day. I guess he was waiting in the car. He was on car duty, or I don't know if he told him to stay at home or what. But it was so quiet for like a day or so, right? So, we've been watching that video over and over and over and over. I was driving the other day and I just was like, oh my gosh, I just broke out into a laugh thinking about my boy in the blue sweatsuit. Okay. Y'all, I promise it'll just pop up throughout the day. And I said that this guy was over here telling us every time his friend was lying just by his looks. Okay. So then she said he was probably hiding out in fear. Girl, I'm telling you, we were all I think people had put an APB out on him. Everybody kept calling his name. Like, where is David? Okay, shout out to Star for the super chat or super sticker. And thank you for being a sponsor for today's live. And welcome everyone coming in. So little did I know, when the bubbles pop up, the Internet Sister, she was live and just talking and doing like an interview. And David popped up on the panel and I said, wait a minute, where David been? I hadn't seen him since the last video when they just kind of got him up out of there. Okay. That one guy got him up out of there. So I'm looking like, okay, he hasn't said anything. I really hadn't seen him on any panels. Now, he may have been on some panels of people maybe that I don't watch or, anything like that. But I hadn't seen him all of this time. And so he was up there waiting on the panel. And y'all, when he got up there, because the Internet Sister brought him up, he just started going in. Okay, as telling her, I thought you were saying my name and all of this. And then it just started escalating where he started calling her names, bees and hoes and the Internet Sister. So what got me, y'all, what was so funny, child, she did not let up. Now, her whole theme, if you don't know her, hey, Gretchen, is she will walk him like a dog, okay? And so I thought, it was going to kind of settle back down. No, while he was talking, she was going full force on him, okay? It got to the point where I don't know if he dropped down, but it just got quiet. And when she said, they must didn't tell you about me, I'm King Gene. I was like, y'all, the whole interaction, I'm in here, my kids, it's bedtime. I'm in here tickled. My husband was taking a shower. He was like, what are you in here laughing about? It was the whole interaction. Like, how did we get here? Where did you come from? I was just wondering where he came from. And it was at the moment where she wasn't even really talking about that. She was talking about something else. And so I said, oh, Lord. Now his other friends, Carlos' other friends, then got kicked out again. Okay. And now they done told David, look, I need you to take back over. I need you back out there. Okay. So he done called them back out because they didn't do too well. Okay. They didn't do too well. Everybody's going to need sunglasses going forward if they go with him to court. And yeah, he sent his man back out. So that interaction, if you are a member, you will have access to that snippet. I was able to catch that snippet on yesterday. Okay. When the Internet Sister was walking David like a dog. Okay. I said, y'all got me over here hollering. Y'all, I was so tickled It was so much to laugh at last night. She said, I sat up in my bed when he got on the panel. I was like, this is messy. Not you sitting up in your bed, girl. I was like, this is messy. And you know, like sometimes some stuff you just want to turn around and just be like, what did I walk in on? Y'all, let's not put anyone's names in my chat now. Let me take out this little comment. But I don't want, people's names. I don't want them thinking we over here talking about them. David is the topic of the conversation. Let's see here. Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you were saying. Okay, so I just wanted to be clear, let's leave some other people names, period, out of the chat. I don't want no confusion. Okay. But yes, so it was, the way he was going. So he went from panel to panel. So he's on his mission again, his assignment. Hey, Raymel, he's on his assignment again. Now, David has a wife, but is so disrespectful towards women. I was shocked. Y'all, I was shocked from the guy that we met in the chats, okay, when all of this first started going and how respectful he was, in the chats. And people would say, we know you're not going to tell on your boy and really go there and get him into trouble because that's your friend. I always knew that, and he seemed more of the respectful one in the chat. Well, last night, child, what happened? Baby, all kind of bees and hoes and everything started coming out. And I said, well, Harpo, who this man? This is not the same man. But the internet sister was not playing with him yesterday. Okay, child. And then she got done cussing. Well, she didn't cuss too much, going off on him, and then went right back into her interview mode. She said, so, okay. I was like, no, wait a minute. I was done. She said she ripped that man to shreds. I don't know if she dropped him or he dropped down, but child, it got very, very quiet. Okay, on the latter part of that. He was really disrespectful to her. Yes, yeah, I noticed that. You missed that show, girl. Oh my gosh. And it wasn't even about that. That's what's so funny. It just had turned into that last night. Let's see here. Hey, Linda. He telling her to keep certain people names out of her mouth. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I guess he's been promoted, okay, as security guard. So he's not just Carlos, the security guard. He's now, he's the security of more people. I'll just put it like that. He is now more people's security guard. Baby, they should have warned him. Okay, child. He been out just on the other two lives. She has it on YouTube. I saw it. Oh, so it's still on YouTube because she said she was going to take that down. Okay. I didn't know she took it down because I know last night, I think she didn't want them to strike her channel or something like that. Hey, Shailene, welcome. Yes, y'all. So y'all going to have to tune in for that little snippet. Hey, Terry, thank you so much. This live is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is covered under the Fair Use Act. Information shared is alleged in our opinions as we react to various topics and people. Shout out to Terry. Thank you so much for sharing those disclaimers. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, yes. When he was listing off the names of who to not say, I was like, what's the connection here with him advocating for those other two channels? Yep. I don't know. Well, I mean, he supports them. And stuff. So I was like, wow. I just was shocked on that part of the interaction between him and the internet sister. He was coming back, with some things he had heard about her, and that didn't stop her. She just kept right on. She came right on. Baby, I was done. Okay, you could have rolled me up and just threw me out. I was done. He did. That's good. He came back to apologize. Okay. See, I didn't see that part. He went to another CC creator with his shenanigans after leaving that panel. Of course, I was in the bushes on that one. Girl, we got to keep gassing these YouTube cars. Okay, because child, you will find yourself going from channel to channel to channel. Sometimes, y'all, I have three or four tabs open. And it's so funny because if they're like going off on someone and you have three tabs open and you unmute them, y'all, it's one of the funniest things ever. And you all you hear is you would think that they are talking about each other. Okay, shout out to Philly Girl Juice for the super sticker. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate it. Okay, so that was our entertainment and funny moment of this live. Now let's get into something a little more serious. I come across this story involving Crystal Williams. So some of y'all may not have known her. I haven't either. But I noticed that there are some similarities between her ending and Romeca's ending. Okay. It's so ironic that both of these ladies, okay, were young and they had plans of leaving the men. Okay. These very toxic men in their lives. One had only been with the guy for 2 months. Okay, Romeca had been with Carlos for a decade. Okay, and then throughout their relationships with these men, they came to know a darker side of these men. We even did a live the other night. Shout out to Philly Girl Juice. Thank you so much, sis. I appreciate the support. And y'all make sure you tap the like button. It is for free. Okay. Did I miss Q? I see someone said Q was in here. I didn't see him. Okay. Um. Oh, right here. Okay. Hey, Q. I was like, I don't see Q in here. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. And so then y'all, these two women, the way it ended, y'all, it is gave me goosebumps. Okay, gave me goosebumps. And I'm gonna show y'all why I think certain things, and even going back to Carlos's song, that was almost like prophetic as to what happened. Now we have no proof of him uh, shooting Romeca or anything of that sort. There were, some speculations made. Is it possible? Okay, we still have a question mark over how Holly got so much blood inside of her hand. Even if they did a fist bump, that would be blood on the outer, the knuckles, that part of your hand. Thank you, Philly Girl. Oh my goodness. Hey, Real Talk No Chaser, welcome. You know what? I'm going to comment under one of your videos because I was trying to see if you were following the Romeca story in her case. Because I had a question for you. I probably have seen you in inbox about something because you are very gifted and talented at what you do. Shout out to Real Talk No Chaser, y'all. He produced my intro and outro. And in another sector, he has I guess they're like raps, or I don't know what you would call it, like raps and lyrics and so forth that go with that storyline. And so he's very gifted and talented in that. So shout out to you, Real Talk No Chaser. Keep doing what you are doing. You are so gifted. Hey Tosh. And so let me pull up the video. Now, this young lady's name was Crystal Williams. Now, one of the differences in their situation, well, I'll say similarities first. Her and her mother were very close, like Romeca and her mother were very close. Now, with Crystal Williams, we're going to see that not only in her ending did she lose her life, but her mother was trying to defend her and take up for her and stand between the person with the pow pow, okay, and her. Like Carlos should have been doing when Holly pulled out hers. Okay, you should have been somewhere trying to defend and stand up for Romeca. Okay. Hey, Amir, welcome. Thank you for joining. All right, let me pull up the video. Give me 1 second. Did I freeze? Hold on, guys. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay. All right, let's get into it.
Dunwoody, Georgia. Surveillance video shows a family leaving their apartment complex. In less than a minute, two of them will be dead. The person who does it? The daughter's ex-boyfriend, a man she'd lived with for just 2 months before she saw who he really was and left. She went back home to her family. Should have been safe, should have been over. But Justin Dion Turner, 23 years old, tracked her down. How does 2 months turn into this? And why was he even free to do it? This is Crystal Williams, 22 years old. She was in school, working toward good grades. Her mother posted about her constantly. One post read, "Crystal got a 93 on her anatomy exam. Congratulations, daughter. We are very proud of you." Her brother Malachi described her as the funny one in the family, the life of everything. Crystal had goals, and she was putting in the work to reach them.
Here's how you can take advantage of IUL to build generational wealth. Step 1. Purchase.
Danielle and Crystal were close. The kind of close you could see all over Danielle's social media. Post after post celebrating her daughter. Crystal had 2 brothers. The younger one, Malachi Williams, was 18 years old. He and Crystal shared the same birthday. Every year, they celebrated together. Danielle raised her children with intention. She was proud and protective of them, and she made sure they knew it. Before we get too deep, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you find value in these discussions. And then there was Justin Dion Turner, 23 years old.
Okay, so I wanted to pause there, and it made me think about Romeca on one side of this as well. Okay, both of these ladies actually love the medical field, okay, science and so forth, and had great plans. Their families loved them, okay, posting them. And you could see the connection between Crystal and her family and how close her mother and her siblings were, similar to that of Romeca, okay? She was the life of the party. Y'all, I didn't even know Romeca when she was here, but what I can say is when we see her videos, she's out partying or having birthday celebrations or going to the beach or wherever, it looked like she loved to laugh and loved to have fun. Okay. She had a lot of different pictures and just videos. And a lot of times when people just look at the shorts themselves in her photos, it's like this natural beauty that you see. And so with Crystal, her mother and her family would share her accomplishments and her goals. And so both of them had men, okay, that saw that in them. Okay. Now, both of these men, and we're about to see, also had a background. Okay. And this is where I'm going to get on my soapbox too, because my thing is this. What I'm not understanding is with some of these men, okay, that have extensive backgrounds, why they are not in jail. I've discussed this before. We were talking about how the crime rate, even in Chicago, was so high. And some of the people who were out on electronic monitoring or out of jail had like a long list of charges. Like, why are they out? Because my thing is this, if they were already in jail, then they may not have done what they've done to these women. Okay. Crystal, this guy here, okay, he has an extensive record as well. He should not have been out of jail. He should have been in jail before any of this ended up happening with her. Okay. Even with Carlos. Let me see. I had a short. Let me find that short one time. I can find it right quick. Give me 1 second. I meant to have this pulled up and forgot to pull this one up. Okay, here it is. For those of you, because I know some people are coming in new to this, okay, and not really knowing what was what with Carlos. Okay, hold on one second. Make sure y'all tap that like button. Okay. And this is under my shorts too. And it says Carlos rap sheet longer than the CVS receipt. Okay. Look at these charges. This is a long list of charges. Okay. And we're wondering, why was he even out of jail? See, this is also another reason, y'all, why he is scared to go back to jail. Okay. Because he knows if he goes back this time, that he's going to have to really, really serve some time. Okay. He has had chance after chance after chance. He's been on electronic monitoring. Okay. These are the type of men that end up doing something because they have not had to pay the consequences for previous situations. Okay. Crystal and Romeca look like they were a vibe and had beautiful souls. Right. Yes. I definitely agree with that. Okay. So he has had domestic battery charges, bodily harm charges. Okay. Pay attention to people's patterns. Okay. This is something that he was used to doing. Okay. Has been in trouble for doing in the past. Hey, Tim, welcome. Okay. So let's go back. And I want you to hear about his charges.
Value in these discussions. And then there was Justin Dion Turner, 23 years old. In April 2020, just months before the attack on Crystal's family, Justin was arrested on 13 charges related to an incident from January 2018. Among them, an aggravated assault on a police officer. Days after that arrest, they let him out. He was free.
The DeKalb County man accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend and her mother appeared in court today. Investigators say
now he even had the aggravated assault was on a police officer, and they still let this man out. Okay, if you have that on a police officer, Lord, what would you do to the woman that's in your life? Okay, and sometimes, y'all, in these relationships, when women choose these men, some things they may not know. They may not know about their backgrounds, okay, until it's either too late or later on. I know under one of my videos, I think the one from yesterday, one of my supporters had put that when she, because I don't know if she's just new to following Romeca's, case of story, but she said that the guy that she was with, he was trying to do some of the same things that Carlos was doing to Romeca. She said she could have been a Romeca, but she was able to get out and still keep her life, y'all. There are so many women that find themselves in situations like this with men who at one point seemed to be loving, caring men, okay, that wanted to settle down. Little did they know that there was a background, or you have a pattern of abuse, okay, or maybe they've been abused and started abusing. Okay, you may not have known that. Sometimes we just jump into relationships and we didn't get to know that person or who they really were until the dark side comes out and you like, man, did they just slap me? Okay, where did this come from? And then they'll test it and see, okay, if I slap you and you stay, then I can go a little further the next time. And then before you know it, you are in a whole domestic situation. Okay. Greetings. OG Patrice is in the building. Welcome. Hey, Chanel. Thank you for joining. Tammy, welcome. Thank you for joining. All right, let's continue.
Turner also shot a third person who survived.
CBS 46's Adam Murphy covered the case in court today as Turner heard the charges against him.
Your charges are going to be those types of charges that I cannot set bond on.
Just after 1 o'clock Wednesday, DeKalb County Magistrate Judge Joyce Neal announced she could not set bond for 23-year-old Justin Turner.
So what will happen is your attorney will file a bond motion. It usually takes about 2 or 3 weeks to get before a judge, and then a superior court judge will make a decision about whether or not to grant bond.
Crystal and Justin got together. The relationship moved quick. She was even trying on wedding gowns at one point, but living with him for those 2 months showed Crystal who he really was. And so she decided to leave. Her family supported that decision completely, and she moved back home. September 6th, 2020.
Let me pause there for a second. Both of these women, Crystal and Romeca, decided to move on, okay, and to leave. You know, sometimes people have this, well, why, if you knew they were doing this, why you just didn't leave them? Well, look, both of these women expressed concerns. Romeca, we've seen time and time again her text messages where she was saying she was tired of putting up with that. Okay. Then she didn't even give him her new address. Then you have Crystal. Now she had been with him for 2 months. Now y'all, okay, ladies, look, 2 months, give it some time. Be with them through some seasons. Kind of see how they react when they mad, when they happy, when they got money, when they don't. Okay. You know, you got to kind of get to test the waters and know people. Don't go out here and try no wedding dresses. I believe it's my husband after 2 or 3 dates. Okay, give it a little time. Give it a little time. Get to know them, right? But it had been 2 months, y'all. And during that 2 months, she had came to know this dark side of this guy. So she had started telling her family about some things he was doing. So she moved back with her mother, though. Okay, she was still young. So she, you know, went ahead and moved back with her mother. And so her mother was, and I had a mom like that too. We were very, very close. You can talk to them about anything. Okay. And they say, look, even if you move out when you're grown, you always have a place to come back to. Okay. And so she took her mom up on that, and she ended up moving back in with her mother. Hey, Vent, welcome. Charmaine said, same with Carlos, tampering with evidence in another case. His butt needs to be locked up for tampering with evidence in Romeca's case as well. Touching people with all that blood is crazy. And Charmaine, that's a very good point. Wow. I never thought about that. See, that goes back to patterns. Okay. If you've done that, now I'm not saying that people can't change. Okay. People that have records and things like that. I'm not saying, because you do have some people that do change and they stay out of trouble. They don't go back to jail and don't do it. However, if you see a pattern where a person had domestic violence case after case after case, okay, or if they've had, in this case, you said tampering with evidence. If you've done that before, then I question, did you try to do that this time? Okay, if you've been caught up with fraud, scams, and all of that before, then anything you do going forward, I question it, okay? Because you're used to doing that type of thing. And that was a very, very good point. Hey, Shelly, hey, sis. She said 2 months, I could never. Okay, that's easier said than done. People never been in those shoes. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It is. It's easier said than done. But I'm telling you, it's worth, like, if you take a little time, you'll get to see sometimes a little. There was this guy, he was like, he seemed very nice. You know, I was attracted to him and all of that. And then I noticed one day after we had been dating, I think it was a good 2 months. It was probably about 2.5 months. I noticed this dude, he really couldn't handle stress. Okay. He was a mama's boy. I started looking at him like, he seems like he's a mama's boy. You don't know how to handle stress. What you gonna do if we get married or get into something when you can't handle stress? And guess what? After we broke up, it was probably maybe a year later, he ended up getting married for a second time. Then that marriage ended in divorce. Okay, why? Because he's not ready. That man needs some help. He was not ready for marriage. And I'm so glad, okay, that I decided to move on. It was hard, but child, you got to sometimes love yourself and choose you over a relationship when you see potential signs that something's not quite right. Let's see. I keep a big house just because of my adult children. I know that's right. I love that. Tammy said it took me 1 year and he beat the brakes off me. I couldn't see for 1 month. Wow, Tammy, I am so sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's harsh. That's harsh. Wow. And you know, my thing is I pray for everyone that has had to go through a situation like that. You know, domestic violence situation. I know that we honor that. We celebrate, you know, the survivors in October. But hey, y'all, that is a daily walk. Some people have trauma, okay, that they have to get through from being in those types of relationships. Okay. Hi, Miss Williams. Carlos intimidated by Holly's family too. They are savages with FOIA cards and concealed weapon licenses. Okay, I can see that. Child, that's probably why he never tried to. Well, we don't know. I ain't gonna say never because I don't know if he ever tried to hit her or try to slap her or something like that. I don't know, but she seems like the type that would try to cover for him. Okay. she was like, I would never be out here telling my business. Okay. Shout out to Tammy for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. Hey, Brenda. Carlos paid dude $500 if you tell me where Romeca stay at. Yes. Trying to find where she's staying. See, they were trying to get away. Okay. Going back. She moved back home. Crystal moved back home with her mother. Why can't you just move on? But see, sometimes their egos can't handle that you've decided to choose you. Okay, you decided to move on, better your career, get you another place. Their egos, okay, cannot handle that rejection.
10:30 p.m. Dunwoody Glen Apartments. Crystal, her mother Danielle, her brother Malachi, and another teenager were leaving in their SUV. They were pulling out onto Peachtree Industrial Boulevard when Justin's vehicle appeared. Malachi Williams was in that car. He told reporter John Sherrick what happened next.
And out of nowhere, Justin cuts us off and comes out with a gun. And he pulls Crystal out at gunpoint. My mom gets outside. And my mom is over her, using herself as a shield for my sister. And he was point blank, like he was right there.
Now check this out, y'all. I want to show y'all something before we go there. All right. This part here.
Malachi Williams was in that.
It caught my eye. Okay. Y'all see the part that's circled? Y'all see the positions of the cars? Okay. Now, this caught my eye. Now, in this particular case, they were leaving. Now, I feel that this dude was peeping their movements. Okay. I want y'all to see where I'm going with this. I feel that they knew that they were leaving. Now, notice the position of that white vehicle. There was like an ambush type of situation where he pulled in front of their car. Now, remember, even in Romeca's case, there was the witness number 4, okay, that was across the street and said that when Romeca made the U-turn, all of a sudden he could hear the brakes, the tires go skirt. He always makes the noise, which stood out to me. Every time he made that little noise, I would laugh. But someone in the comments one day made a great point. Why did she have to make a quick skirt little sound with her brakes? If you are turning, okay, now we still don't know for sure why she pulled over. But if you're turning to make a U-turn, you're running late for work, okay? You're making a U-turn. You're going to keep going. All of a sudden, you skirt. Now, Carlos's car, his truck, was in front of Romeca's car. I'm curious to know, was that intentional? For it to be right there in her way and she had to stop. Was it some type of this movement? Because if you look at the position of her car, it wasn't like perfectly pulled over to the side. Okay. And we don't know. We keep hearing, oh, he moved it. Oh, he didn't move it. All of this. Look, some of this, I'm waiting to see some video evidence proof of all of that. Because we keep hearing too many different stories about whether he moved his car and all of that part. Okay. But the simple fact that she made that quick movement, it made me think of that when I saw the position of these cars on here, that they were leaving. Then out of nowhere, this other car, okay, with Justin in it, pulls up and blocks them off. He is already ready with this gun loaded. Now, Holly goes to her car on the passenger side of the vehicle. The gun is already ready. Okay, it was already ready. She didn't have to get it out and load it. It was already ready. This guy right here was already ready. He knew in his mind what he wanted to do. If this was just a random act where, oh, I'm passing through here, sometimes you passing through and you happen to see, your old baby mama or your ex-girlfriend, you're like, oh shoot, let me see. Hey, come here, something like that. But if you cut them off and you have a loaded weapon already, to me, that shows that you were going to prepare for something. Okay. That you knew something was about to go down. Okay. Hi, Gloria. She said, this is so sad. Yes, it really is. All right, y'all, let's get the likes up. Thank you so much, Gloria.
Car. He told reporter John Sherrick what happened next.
And out of nowhere, Justin cuts us off and comes out with a gun. And he pulls Crystal out at gunpoint. My mom gets outside. My mom is over her, using herself as a shield for my sister. And he was point blank, like he was right there. He just and then all of a sudden, I guess he just pointed at me. He just wanted me dead. I don't know how he missed.
Justin shot all three of them. Danielle and Crystal didn't survive. Malachi did. Malachi would later tell reporters, I don't know how he missed. Police arrived to find Crystal dead at the scene. Danielle was rushed to the hospital but didn't make it, and Malachi was wounded. The fourth person in the car, a teenager in the back seat, wasn't hurt. The community went into lockdown. Justin turned.
Okay, so when he gets out, y'all, he already had the gun ready. They see him. Okay, her mom immediately comes and tries to cover her and protect her daughter, Crystal. Well, he is point blank right there, and he shoots both of them, the mother and the daughter, and then shot the brother. However, it wasn't his time, and God spared his life. The other person, I don't know if Justin knew that other person was in the vehicle, because then now they are a witness as well. See, when these people do these random acts like this, you don't know who's in the bushes. You don't know who is watching. Hence, in Romeca's case, there is this mystery witness number 5. Okay, you don't know who decides to speak up because they saw something, and they probably been following this story. Sometimes people's heartstrings, like, I gotta say something. I want this family to get justice. Okay. You never know who was watching that day. Everybody's not on paper yet. Okay. So in this case, that other little boy's life was spared. The other teenager, his life was spared. He didn't get to him. He probably thought he had unalived everybody and that he was going to get away with this. But the brother lived. Okay, and he lived to tell the story. The 3 gunshots, it reminded me, Romeca's situation. Now, this is what's so sad, okay? When you have a former baby daddy, former boyfriend that is a rapper, and he's making rap, and then once upon a time, he had these lyrics.
Leave me, I'm a shooter with my rifle. The bitch leave me, I'm a shooter with my rifle. Nigga, that simple. She calling me psycho. The bitch leave me, I'm a shooter with my.
So what is that? You are actually speaking things into existence. There are warning signs, red flags along the way. And so for Crystal to even get out of her situation, she was paying attention to those warning flags. But by the time she got out, it was too late. It was too late. Gloria said, I'll say this. I would never be locked up in jail for killing my baby daddy's ex while he's out walking around free. I would never. Okay, come on now. Right. He just used you. Okay, that's pretty much what it was. It's a lot more going on in Romeca's case. Hollywood ain't never getting out of jail before it's all said and done. She's going to turn state's evidence on Carlos. You know what? I could see that. Hey, Notebooks, Given, welcome. Thank you for joining, sis. That is so sad and shows why he shouldn't have been on the streets. Exactly. Yes, both of them lost their lives, unfortunately. I didn't know it was a fourth person in the car. Yep, it sure was. It sure was. And that person was another potential witness. Now, I don't know if during the trial they used that person, but that person would be a witness. They were there to see what happened. They were in the car.
Turner had fled. He was armed, dangerous, and was on the loose. One resident told reporters,
on the loose, and we didn't know the nationality of the person that did it because everything was just blocked out. So we could have been walking into a stranger and it could have been a shooter. So we were just unaware, but we was cautious at the same time.
Justin fled the scene. He was
now, y'all heard that? This is why I get so passionate talking about that crime scene. Okay, because those cops, Holly was over to the side. Now, see, this community, they immediately went onto a lockdown. Now, I'm hoping that's what happened at the school and in that community. I don't know if the businesses around there, the nursing home around there, their procedures on that, I don't know. The school was supposed to go into a lockdown, okay, especially with it being so close to the school. Now, when Holly was leaning on that vehicle, okay, she wasn't like being loud about, I'm the one that did it. She wasn't being loud, especially when they were just, helping Romeca. The cops were there. She's just leaning there like a witness, got a little phone in her hand. Then the other ones run up. She still didn't say anything. Okay, it took a little minute, and they finally listened to the witnesses. Now, imagine had she not put the weapon back into her car. And if she wanted to, she could have taken out every last one of those officers. And she could have taken out more people on the scene. Okay. This guy, Justin, he takes off. So now you got a danger running through the community. At least she did stay. Okay. She did at least stay. She probably thought, because at one point looked like they looking down the street like, oh, it's somebody else. No, the witnesses kept speaking up. It's her. Quit playing, okay?
On for hours. Police knew who they were looking for. They had surveillance footage and they had Malachi's testimony. They just needed to find him. The next morning, Monday, September 7th, Dunwoody police found Justin Dion Turner. He was arrested in Atlanta and taken to DeKalb County Jail. The charges: 2 counts of murder, aggravated assault, and firearm possession.
And tonight we're following a developing story in Dunwoody, a mother and daughter and killed by an ex-boyfriend.
Well, tonight the alleged shooter is behind bars. Police say he violently ambushed the family. That shooting happened Sunday night on Peachtree Industrial Boulevard just as the family was driving. Police say they were cut off by another car, and that's when shots were fired. CBS 46's Adam Murphy is on top of this story. He joins us live at the scene in Dunwoody. Adam.
Good evening, Tracy. I just got my hands on surveillance video of this terrible incident from a local grocery store back here next to Peachtree Industrial Boulevard, and just a few feet from the entrance of the apartment complex. It will give you an exclusive perspective on what happened out here, and I will warn you, the video may be disturbing.
We received a 911 call of multiple people who had been.
Police responded to a triple shooting caught on camera outside the Dunwoody Glen apartment Sunday night, terrorizing the community.
When I showed up from work, the police officers were still here. And when I asked them, what happened, he said it had been a homicide.
The 3 victims were leaving the apartment complex when they were cut off by a car at the intersection of Peachtree Industrial Boulevard.
See,
That's when investigators believe 23-year-old Justin Turner blocked the car of his ex-girlfriend, 22-year-old Crystal.
They were leaving. He comes and he cuts across past that second car that's leaving. He cuts across them. They probably saw him and then hopped out. I don't know where they were going to go. I would have ran. Whoever was driving that car, I would have hit his car and skied up out of there. When he got out of that car, baby, we would have hit that car and got up out of there.
Williams. Moments later, police say he got out and opened fire.
Miss Williams, Crystal Williams, was pronounced deceased at the scene. Her mother, Miss Sims, was transported to an area hospital where she later passed away.
Williams' 18-year-old brother and Sims' son survived the ambush. Plus, a juvenile in the car was not harmed.
I mean, I've been in this community for like 5 months, and everybody loves everybody, get along with everybody, and I would never imagine that this would happen,
The suspect, Justin Turner, was arrested Monday and charged with murder. Jail records show he was also arrested in April and released a few days later after being charged with aggravated assault against a police officer.
Now he has the rest of his life to think about that bad decision in a moment of passion. And he ruined his life, he took other lives, and it's just senseless.
Think of it as like a TV ad with catalog component, where you can choose on the Roku app and immediately.
You have to think to yourself, is it worth it? Like, Holly, was it worth it? Like a moment of you thinking, oh, I'm about to hurt this girl. I'm about to get rid of her. I'm about to have him, whatever was going through your mind. I'm about to have him to myself. Your life, okay, will never be the same. In one choice, this guy here. Now, I had noticed they were the second car. Now, I'm curious to know who was in that first car in front of them, the one that he cut off, then cut them off ultimately. Were they a part of it? I don't know. Or if that was just a random car, he just cut them off too, because that looks like an ambush. And that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping with the pod camera information, okay, that video footage, I hope it shows from the moment Romeca makes that U-turn, I hope it shows what happened right there. For her to stop and make the skirt sound, what happened? Why did she stop like that? Okay, and pull over. Ms. Williams said Carlos has 3 choices: to defend Holly and go to jail, or plead the 5th and go to jail. And if he defends Romeca, there's so much evidence against him, he's still going to jail. Come on, Ms. Williams, clock it. Okay. Shelly said Ms. Williams 100% lights out for him either way. Praying Chicago getting it together. Yes, that's what I'm saying too, sis. Hey, look, make sure y'all are overly prepared for everything. Okay, do not drop the ball. Keep 1 step, 2, 3 steps ahead. Shout out to S. Rogers for the super sticker. Thank you so much, and thank you for being a sponsor. Her mama was trying to cover her. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Even in this footage, you can tell right here, her mom is there in the white. And so her mom was, and that's what a mother is going to do. A mother is going to try to protect their child, okay, or their children. So she's trying to shield her child, but he's at close range, okay, close range. And he ends up shooting both of them and the brother. But they unfortunately lost their lives. He was so close. Hey, Rhonda, welcome. That is so, oh, Lord, that's so sad.
I have also learned that the first court appearance for Justin Turner is scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. CBS 46 will be there. We'll have the very latest for you then. We're live tonight in Dunwoody. Adam Murphy, CBS 46 News.
Wednesday, September 9th, 1 p.m. Justin stood before Magistrate Judge Joyce Neal for his first hearing. Judge Neal made it clear immediately: no bond. Justin would remain in custody. Outside the courthouse, the community was processing what had happened. One resident said,
"Throw his life away. He took somebody's life just because, they had some kind of domestic dispute."
It is senseless. It is heartbreaking, and it just make our community even more stronger and tighter. That you'll never know when it's your last day, and it's just sad. I just sum it up. It's sad.
Malachi Williams survived, but he would carry that night with him forever. In the days after, he spoke about his sister.
My sister was the funny one. She was just the life of everything. I'm angry and sad. I've never felt that type of combo before. And it's immense anger and sadness. I'll never forgive him ever in my life.
A vigil was held. The community gathered to honor Crystal and Danielle. Candles were lit, stories were shared, and for a few hours, people came together in their grief. The funeral followed. Crystal and Danielle were buried together. Malachi had to bury his mother and sister on the same day. 18 years old. Surrounded by family and community, but facing a grief no one could carry for him. The case against Justin Turner was solid. Surveillance footage, Malachi's testimony, and physical evidence. Everything prosecutors needed. Justin would remain behind bars awaiting trial. The family that survived had to find a way to keep going. Malachi doesn't move on from watching his mother and sister die, but he finds a way to live with it, to carry them forward. Crystal Williams was 22 years old. She was building something, a future, independence, and a life on her own terms. Justin Turner stole all of it. Danielle Sims, 46 years old, a mother who died protecting her child. To their family, to their friends, to everyone who knew and loved them, our deepest condolences. This shouldn't have happened. They should still be here. May Crystal Williams and Danielle Sims rest in peace. I hope these stories help you recognize.
Yes, rest in peace to those beautiful ladies. Wow. And it something that stood out to me that she said they were building something. At the time of their lives when they were building something, Crystal and Romeca were both building something, careers, okay, making change, address changes. And right at the time when they're building is when they end up losing their lives. And a lot of times, y'all, it's hard to process that, even as family. He's the sibling. He lost his mother and sister. And he's saying how hard it is, to forgive. He said he feels like he'll never forgive him. And we got to allow people their room to grieve and for forgiveness. Okay. That is a process, especially when you lose a loved one to gun violence. Okay. It seems so unfair. And they have to process different emotions that they go through in that process. And with him, like they said, they had solid evidence against him. They had witness testimony and they had surveillance video. Okay. Now, with Holly's case, they have surveillance, they have evidence, and they have witnesses. Okay. And my thing is, I am really hoping that they protect those witnesses. Okay. Especially the fifth one child, as much as possible. Don't even release names or nothing. Keep it a secret for as long as possible. Okay. At all costs. Because what they're banking on, and even her attorney, is that she'll try to flip some witnesses or intimidate the witnesses so that they won't testify and so forth. That doesn't mean that your client is innocent. Okay. When people do that, it's a strategy. And so, justice, for Crystal Williams in this case, he is in jail. Okay, baby, that was clear. And then justice for Romeca, Holly is in jail, although they're trying to get her out on this electronic monitoring situation. I don't believe it's going to happen. Okay, and she needs to stay there until her trial. If Sakina Thompson, the one that hopped on the airplane to go and unalive her ex-boyfriend's girlfriend or love interest, because I don't even know. Some people were saying they weren't really just officially in a relationship. And then she flew back with that man. Child, she stayed in jail for a year and something, okay, until they got to her trial. And there's some other ones. The other lady that unalived the pastor and shot him in front of the wife. We talked about that one day. She had to stay in jail for a year and a half before they got to her trial. So yes, if you unalive and you're facing a first-degree murder charge, you need to stay in jail, okay, until your trial. Gloria said, can we get 20 more likes? It is for free. Thank you, Gloria. Let's see. Philly Girl said, how are people unaliving people and asking for bond? It's the audacity for me. Okay, child. That you didn't just get a ticket. Okay, you didn't just steal a piece of gum. You took someone's life. I wouldn't even tell my lawyer to ask for it. Okay, because some stuff, no, you're not. And I hope, just like this judge, she told him no. I hope the next one on this appeal does the same. We need her. No, you stand in there. We don't trust it. I would look at how she even handled that situation. Another reason why I wouldn't trust it is because of how you stood there, okay? And you were trying to get away with it almost. See, that in itself shows that there was not a level of remorse because you weren't even trying to handle it properly. So to me, and when you ran and put the gun back into the vehicle, when you do moves like that, I can't trust you. I wouldn't be able to trust you out on these streets. Okay? Because I don't know what you'll try to hide or get away with the next time. It could be worse. And if you have access to weapons, well, y'all got them all at the Sunday dinner table. And if allegedly Carlos has another baby on the way and this lady's out here, I'm in fear for her life too. Okay, because what you gonna do with the next? If you couldn't handle him having a baby mama that was there before you, let's put that out there. Okay, she was there first. Okay, you couldn't handle that. What are you gonna do if you get out and you're like, wait, huh, what? He got a what? What you gonna do? Start looking her up, seeing who she is, go find her clothes, tell on her, go get you another restraining order because she now messing with you. Okay, what are you going to do? I would be in fear for that lady's life. Shout out to Rhonda for the super sticker and for being a sponsor for today's live. It's many factors of why she needs to stay in there. Okay. Hence, look at the situations that we have. This is not just for men, also women. You have a pattern. That's not her first rodeo with a gun situation. Okay? It's not her first rodeo. And I think because in the past, for her other charges, and that was an option, she's been on an electronic monitoring device before and paid the fee twice. So she probably thought, oh, I did it twice before. I'm going to be able to do it this time and get away with this. No, I don't think so. I really don't. Gloria said the first thing out of her mouth to the police was, I have a permit to carry, but it's the wrong state, boo-boo. I think she is licensed to carry there. But that shouldn't have been the very first thing you telling these people. You didn't even call 911. Okay, call 911. Own up to what you did. If it was self-defense, you should have been saying that part first. And then say, but I have a right because I have a license to carry. Okay? And this girl, I've also had a restraining order on her. There's a certain order. Child, you just thinking because you had those two things that you had the right to take her out. And that did not justify the action. And so Carlos was trying to give her another out. Look, self-defense, right? Self-defense. Okay. And now hence their own self-defense, but that's out the window as well. They're all in hinge. Please keep them in there. Right. Okay, it's other women in jail, Cook County, Division 17, that is pregnant. And they're doing okay. So what's the difference between her and the other ones? I'm just trying to figure it out. And then if it's, because I got another baby child, we are concerned. Okay? Because that whole day before uh, you should have been holding your baby. You should have thought about your baby before even shooting across the vehicle with that child in the car. I'm concerned. From one parent to another, I'm concerned that you put a whole weapon back into the vehicle with that baby with the live round in it. I'm concerned. Should she be out caring for this baby? That even after a huge traumatic experience, gunshots, arguing, hollering, that we did not once in any of those videos see you go to the car and grab that baby and hold on to him, comfort him. I'm concerned. I don't know if she needs to be out helping with that baby. Okay, we have a lot of concerns. Holly was once the I would never girl. Now she will be the forever girl behind bars with Big Bertha. Beverly, not Big Bertha. Okay. She is licensed to carry, but Illinois is a duty to retreat state. Oh, okay. That was cold blooded. Life, and life. Carlos, too. Okay, clock it. She thought she was getting away, but there's different kinds of permits to carry. You have to have a permit to carry in other states as well as your residential state. Child, I guess they're going to get into it. They're going to get deep into all of that. And I'm hoping that they look into these classes, who the instructor was. Was she there to take the test? Did she do the 16 hours? Did she take the test? What was the score on her test? Okay. Does she know the answers to certain questions in the handbook? See, they're going to have to get to the bottom of all of that. Okay. Charlene said, and hi, Charlene. I don't know if I spoke, child. I don't want to date people crazy. Okay. It does make you second guess, like, whoo, Lord. Okay, are there any good ones out here? That's what the judge said. She is a danger to the community. Right, Rhonda, clock that. I'm telling you, I feel that. I feel that. Now, will she run? I don't think she'll run, but I feel like she's not in in my opinion, just a mental space to handle this situation and be around other weapons and so forth without popping off and just saying, look, okay. Because it seems like that whole thing just escalated. That whole thing escalated. And then it was over the course of months trying to get this doggone restraining order. I know that judge got sick and tired. Thank you so much for getting the likes up. Thank y'all so much. I know that judge was sick and tired of her coming to the hearing. He was probably hoping one day he logged in, she wasn't sitting there. Every day, y'all, I promise you, when they were reading through those transcripts, this is what I was picturing. Every date that she had, and she had to be at that hearing on Zoom, child, she logged in 15 minutes early. And sometimes, the judges, they have to get their stuff together. They may be a couple of minutes late sometimes. Child, he didn't log in. There she is, her face just, hi. Baby, she was beating him to the Zoom. Okay, every Zoom hearing, here she is. Okay, what I gotta do next? Okay, y'all got it? Y'all got the right address? Okay, I got the date of birth. Okay, you ain't got the right address? Well, did y'all try her son's school? Because I got that address too. Girl, you sounded crazy. Okay, you were doing too much. Do I gotta bring the evidence? Okay, do I bring it this time? Do I gotta bring it the next? I was getting sick of her. He probably said, look, granted, stay away from my Zooms. Okay, baby, he shut that Zoom down like they did at that hearing. Okay. Oh, that judge said, let me get off this Zoom. I'm sick of this girl. Go ahead, get the restraining order. But in all seriousness, though, I wonder, does that judge remember this case and these two women? I wonder what is that judge's thoughts about the decision you made to go ahead and give her this default judgment. Think back to the conversations, the things that Romeca was trying to tell you. And I wonder what that judge thinks now. Seeing now in hindsight Romeca wasn't lying about this girl. But you allowed this default judgment to go through on their restraining order. I'm just curious. I want to know what that judge's thoughts are. Have they thought back to that? I feel she would do it again if they let her out. Her mental stability is really off seriously. Yeah, I agree. She is a danger to everyone. Look how she pew-pewed out there in the school zone with all them little kids going to school. Right. She had no concern that there are kids walking to school at this time. She actually had no concern that there were cars driving by. Okay? Aside from the kids, girl, there are people going to work, going to the store. You got the door dashing people food, and you out here shooting, and we still don't know where the third bullet went. Okay, so she had no concern. All she saw was red, black, whatever, and she zeroed in. That's it. She had one mission in mind. She did not care. He probably had to have a drink after her. Girl, right? That man said, I'm sick of her, baby. Quit logging into my Zoom. You show up here before I do. Okay? Is one of her 6 charges the fact that Holly didn't follow the law here and there school? No. Carlos wanted to get rid of Holly too. Clock it. I've been wondering the same thing. She was going real hard for that TPO. Yeah. She wanted to serve Romeca at her son's school. That is some type of crazy. I'm telling you. You think so, Philly Girl Choose? Now that would be something. What makes you say that though? What makes you say that part? I'm just like, I know now. I do know is one part when Romeca said something about this girl has nothing to lose. And I think the judge said something, we don't have time for speeches. How is that a speech? That's not a speech. She let you know that she's doing all of this because this girl don't have nothing that she got to lose, okay, for messing with me. I have things to consider. This is what she was trying to say. I am going to nursing school. I am working, okay? I have a child and I have a lot to lose. But her, I don't even think, did she consider that she was a mother with your child's right by you in the car? That should tell you a lot. It is funny that Romeca had put that part, was saying that part at that hearing, and it was in the transcript. And she also put it in a post about Carlos as well, that he had nothing to lose. And when you put 2 people that don't have anything to lose together, what are they capable of doing? Feeding for that. Yeah, she was feeding for it, girl. Oh my gosh. She needs to change her plea from self-defense to insanity. Don't give her no ideas, okay? She's not a good actress, though. That wouldn't fly. I watched my cousin being shot and killed by a friend of mine whom I introduced. My friend and her brother ended up taking my cousin's life over a lie. And I'm a person that doesn't forgive or forget. Wow, Empress Awakened. I am so sorry to hear that. Over a lie. Golly. That is so sad. The judge asked Holly, was the baby still cute as a button? Oh, that part. Huh. Never thought about that, girl. Now, unless she had the baby, when you're on Zoom, and because they had to turn their videos on, and she had her baby. So maybe she was holding her baby one day on the Zoom. And you know what? Now that you say that, oh, I could see that, child. I could see that happening. Wait, hold up. Yeah, she would have had the baby. Yeah, she would have had the baby at that Zoom hearing. I could see that one day she was hoping Romeca would pop up on that Zoom and let me be holding my baby. Ooh, I could see her, baby. And she was one day holding that baby to try to make Romeca mad or jealous because they had to have the cameras on. Okay? So maybe that judge could have seen the baby previously. Ooh, but I could see her doing some little stuff like that. Now she can't change it now. Hey Nicole, hey sis. Yeah, they're capable to do anything. It's obvious that whoever issued her that CCL is just as irresponsible as Holly is and should be investigated clearly. Beverly, okay, I agree. We know she can't change it now. I'm saying that's what it should have been in the beginning. Yes. Carlos is almost 40 with nothing in his name, not even his car. So Ro was correct. Carlos has nothing to lose. Say it again. She was speaking truth all up and through her posts and her videos. Okay? She can't plead insanity with a CCL. Well, I think she was just saying that that's something she should have, like being rhetorical. The baby that don't look like loser. Now you being messy, Monica. He probably questioning that too. Okay. Let's. Okay. Child, he probably questioning, and then he probably questioning the other one too. Girl. Oh my God. They said he was surprised in court that day, just like everybody else was. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe one day he'll do a DNA test. Yep. Mm-hmm. He might, y'all. You never know. Especially, let's see, the thing of it is, I wonder, do they do that? Like, because I know this is complicated because she can't file child support. Can she file child support from jail? I know this sounds crazy, but I'm just saying, like, who's gonna take care if he? Okay, let's just say on the side of him not being in jail, who's supposed to take care of the baby financially? Even if the baby's not able to be with him now, I mean, does that stop his money from going towards the baby? Okay, if he's not doing it, can she put some type of order on him from jail? I don't know. Never been in that situation. I don't know how that works. The judge from the TPO hearing had bonded with Holly because she kept coming back. Right, spilling the grits. Girl, he had a new friend. Okay. She was popping up on the Zoom before he was. He like, Lord, here she go again. I thought she would at least miss one of the dates. She here every. Oh Lord, she here every time. And it seems like she's logging in 10, 15 minutes. I can't even get my coffee. Here she is popping on with the camera. And that's how you also know she had that camera when Romeca when Romeca did come to that hearing that day, and when they were asking names, and the judge asked Holly for her name, and Romeca said ugly. Y'all, that thing tickled me. Okay, baby, even in that moment, the sarcasm. The baby does look like dude that DJ, but I'll continue to mama this. Yeah, y'all being messy. Like the internet sisters say, let's get messy. Oh my God, the person that has the child. Oh, Becca, and welcome. Okay, so you're saying whoever has the child could possibly file for child support. She ain't got the child, but whoever has the child can claim support from both places. Wow. If Carlos is locked up too, he won't be able to pay no child support. Right. Okay, the person who's going to have custody of the child. Wow. Carlos don't have resources for Holly to get her child support. Y'all silly. Shot-Town said, I've been saying that since when Key showed that DJ picture. I was like, hey, Mr. DJ. Hey, Mr. DJ. Okay, come on now. He does look like him. I'm not going to lie. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. He has a resemblance. Okay, he has more. I will say it like this: he has more of a resemblance to him than Carlos, in my opinion. Okay, he's going to revamp the lash machine called Los Lashes. Whatever happened to the vending machine? I wonder. Oh, child. So, oh, y'all know what? Now that y'all say that, it made me think of something else. So, if the person, ooh, okay, this is starting to kind of make sense. So now it may explain also his little temper tantrum, his anger when the DCFS office would not give him some visitation and so forth with his son, because maybe he feels that if he doesn't get custody of his son, then Miss Tina may try to submit. Come on now, and do what Romeca, come on, say she gonna eat him up and try to go after some child support on him. He does not want that to happen. Okay? He does not want that to happen. Carlos doesn't have any dang money, right? So what he gonna show? What he gonna say? So, sir, we have a question. We caught you on a live, and it looked like you were flashing like stacks of cash. Would you mind telling us, where do you work? Now, what is he gonna tell them? Okay, not the great group. Y'all silly. Holly said she would never get pregnant by Ninja, who has a baby on the way. Come on now, you better remind her, Miss Williams. But yet she got pregnant by that same Ninja who has a baby on the way with someone else. Okay. Oh my gosh. Monica says, see, my point. And he's such a cute baby. But I wonder, has he ever questioned that? No taxes paid on that money too, right? See, that's why you can't come on live like flashing money like that, because it will prompt the right people to start questioning, where did you get that money from? Now, y'all know Peach McIntyre, she does that thing too, though. Now, she gets paid through her social media outlets, but people were telling her, by you going to the bank trying to flaunt on people, and you have the teller putting the money in the little machine. I just took out $10,000. Okay, trying to be funny, girl. That is getting the IRS's attention. Okay, so you have to think twice before you come on here trying to floss and do all of that. Like, come on now. He going to tell them he's a fake trainer. Oh, that may be his backup job. Yeah, that. Now, you know what? You just said something. That's true. If they ask him how's he making his money, yeah, through being a trainer, that could be his go-to. Oh, y'all know what? And don't forget this too, Chi-Town. Not only just a trainer, but he sells fish plates. He probably say, baby, now wait a minute. I'm a trip out if he come out saying he got his own catering company. Okay. Just because you did a video showing us you done made some fish and you selling some plates, do not try to say you have a whole catering company. Oh, right. We deflected. We moved off of it. Okay, let's get back. Let's bring it back. Holly is in jail and pregnant, right? He is a cute baby, yeah. Yeah, he favors more of the other guy, in my opinion. Yeah. When Carlos got locked up, he won't make enough to even buy a loaf of bread, let alone afford child support. Right. Ooh, Peach is sickening. Yeah, she wrong for, especially for what she just did recently. That lady with cancer. He still has to file taxes, right? Latte, what else? Tax returns on those fish plates in your training business. Child, the W-2. What at 1099? Okay. He probably got somebody in the tax world that creating the documents that do some type of scams or illegal documents. He probably got a tax person in his crew. He got a police person in his crew. Y'all, I'm telling you, they probably got a mixture of people from various backgrounds, okay, that can come up with whatever you need. Yeah, a jack of all trades, a master of none. Shout out to you. It is what it is. I bet you they watching him to see if he's actually getting his funds honestly. Oh yeah, definitely that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's girl. You just hit it. Fake pay stubs. I'm telling you, he probably already has someone on standby that if somebody tries to take him to jail, he gonna tell them, "Come up with me a paycheck stub for my training business, or and then give me a invoice. Give me some invoices for my fish plates." Okay, give me a couple of invoices. I need those for my fish business. Okay, my catering, because you know we ain't calling it no fish business. And then that's when you bring in the friend with the blue hoodie. Bring him on in. Now, Carlos, I heard that you now have a reputable fish. I can't even get it. I heard that you now have a reputable catering company called Fish It Is. And then his friend, his friend gonna be standing right there doing his eyes like, what? Boy, you only made us fish one day. And you did a video. I didn't know you had a whole catering company out here. Child, they better get together on these lives for the next interview. Okay, get it together. I did a side-by-side photo of Carson and the DJ. I don't believe Carlos is the biological father. I believe that's why Holly hurried up and got pregnant. Oh, you are being messy, Miss Williams. Oh my gosh. Wow. I hadn't thought about that. Oh, child, that's some soap opera type of stuff. That's stuff they do in the soap operas. Oh, you won't get me to be flashing money on social media, right? Again, more people being brought down because of his foolishness, right? Girl, not the fake pay stuff gonna say Navy Federal. Be like, you supposed to change that. You supposed to change that. It's fish it is, or something. Shoot. He probably, look, y'all, they probably know somebody at the Sharks too. He probably will say, because he does fish videos on lives. Oh, I work over here at the Sharks. They taught me how to cook fish. Okay. Baby, he even went over there to his friends over there at Sharks. Give me a pay stub. They up here asking me to prove my income. I need a couple of them pay stubs. How much y'all gonna charge me? We can get you a fish plate or a fitness trainer. We got the 2 F's for any needs. Okay. The 2 F's. Give them a business name, child. Okay. Who's to say that? Okay. Come on, Monica. We don't know. We don't know. It's not our business. But hey, he probably will eventually find out. His pay stub is going to say Longhorn. Girl, okay. Child, this is a whole mess. But y'all, I appreciate y'all support today. What time is it, child? It's 4:40. I said I was gonna do an hour. We have talked up an hour and a half. I want to give a special shout out to the sponsors today: Philly Girl Juice, Monica, Star. Let's see, Tammy, S. Rogers, Rhonda. Shout out to you ladies for being sponsors of today's live. Also, hold on, y'all. Okay, child, I was like, I had gotten an email alert from the HR. I was like, child, what my job talking about? Okay, I had to look to my don't share with anyone. I said, is this something fraudulent? Carlos, you have been in the back. And I'm playing. I was like, what's this? But thank you all so much. And also, shout out to the mods in the building, Shelly Shells and Latte. Thank you, ladies, so much. And also, special shout out to the members who are lit up in green. Make sure if you are a member, you check out last night's video for a good laugh. Okay. But I love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in today. Make sure you hit that like button. It is for free. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super sticker, super chat. My Cash App is scrolling, or buy a coffee. But I appreciate each and every one of you all. Hope y'all have a great evening. And until next time, be blessed. Peace out. Thank you.
You just flip through truth with the open book. If you felt that heat, like share and stay locked in. Another chapter done, but we far from finished. Truth on the mic, yeah, we handle business. Real talk, no fluff, just facts and fire. From the book to the block, we taking it higher. The open book, every voice matters, every lie shatters. Catch you next page.